Hi, good morning. Well, it's almost afternoon. I hope you're doing well. My name is Kim Overholt here at my studio, Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio, and I'm your hostess with all the toasts. My name is Kim Overholt. Yeah, I used to do a lot of toasting in my time back. It's almost been a couple of years now because of people not being allowed to get together anymore and actually do stuff together. So it's been, quite quiet for me. So now I've taken it to going indoors and live. So every once in a while, I just perk up and just do little live sequences here and there. And of course, this morning I go to start, and in the background, if I don't know if you can hear it, but there's truck. There's a delivery coming because I know I have new neighbors all around me now because of everybody that's retiring from Toronto is now moving into the Niagara area, and a lot of the houses in my small little retired neighborhood are no longer retired. A lot of people have died now, and new people are moving in. So we have a new bunch of faces and a new bunch of people coming with repairs to their places and adding new things to their homes, including the people I have next door who are going to be getting a new fence. And, there's all kinds of stuff going on today. And, it's really nice to actually see a little bit of life coming back to the neighborhood. Of course, you missed the old people that used to stay, like wave to you from their porches, hey, hi, how's it going, that kind of thing. You miss that. But again, you get a whole new set of dynamics coming in too. And I'm coming to the realization now that, both my dogs are gone and my fish died too. Yeah, I find out that I find I am like, now I'm like, I really am alone here. And so, yeah, any extraneous noise that you may hear might be from outside, or it could be, like I say, the ghosts that are here in the house. I don't think there are many ghosts, but every once in a while, you hear something going on, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that was. And I don't say that I don't believe in ghosts. I have, I've seen things that I can't explain. I don't know if it would be called a ghost, but something like I remember one time, not here, not here, and many years back when I was doing a show actually at the CAW Hall. We were preparing backstage, actually repairing, getting everything ready, like everything was set up and everything. And I was looking over at somebody who I thought, was one of my friends that were helping us with the whole production and everything. And I looked at him and I said, well, it's like, wow, this is really a show or something like that. But I was looking at him kind of through my peripherals, I guess. And as soon as I turned to look, uh, like the person, it almost looked like they just kind of vanished in front of my eyes. It was quite unnerving, a little bit shocking because, like I say, I don't believe in ghosts and stuff. But this guy that I saw, I thought, he looked a little bit like I said, one of the guys that I was doing the production with. But it also, like, it looked like it kind of, the guy kind of looked like Elvis a bit. A bit. He had the white shirt and the dark hair and the blue jeans on too. I thought, and my one friend does an Elvis impersonation, so it wasn't weird to kind of see him in the peripherals and say like something quick to him. But like I say, as soon as I turned my head, it was like whoosh, vanished. It was like gone. It was gone. It's like that was like the weirdest thing. And it happened so fast, and I couldn't tell anybody about it really, because it was one of those things where it was like, okay, the show must go on. I must have just, kind of slipped my mind, and I kind of went, okay, whatever. But looking back on it, it was actually quite strange and a little bit unnerving to think about that, we live in this existence, in this form, in this fluid kind of or surrounding that we have, and yet there's so many unseen things that we don't ever really pay attention to until it's like, oh wow, okay. So it was one of those things, yeah. So although I said, like I say, I haven't seen many ghosts, I've heard lots of stories, And I've seen video, but you can't trust video either because I used to be a magician's assistant myself. I learned about all the tricks that you can do on people and fool your eyes and make people pretend like they're looking at something when they're not looking at anything at all. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, the way of fooling people. Because I've learned along the way that we are very easily manipulated human beings. It's sad and unfortunate, but yeah, I have to say, especially if you agree with whatever's going on lately with being told whether or not to wear a mask, whether or not you should be able to hug your family, relate to your family, love your family, but you have to be vaccinated for it. Uh, which I have to keep on telling people, this stuff that they're putting is not a vaccine, and they've had this patent for this stuff since what was it, 2000 something. I have links and everything on my not my website, but at my Twitter and my Facebook. Some of them that you see, I write on there, this is what it is, because this is what it is. It's not a vaccine. I keep telling people that. And you have a right to not, if you don't know what it is, you don't have to put it in your body. You have the right to say no. And because I know since 1986, was it 1986? Oh my God. Oh my God. 1986? Maybe even before that. When I was young, okay, I found this really fascinating article on chemical and biological warfare. And I've been always fascinated with war. I think because my grandfather fought in the First World War, and as I said, brought home my grandmother from England and that kind of thing. But the whole reason he fought was so that we could have our own personal freedoms. As at least that's probably what he was thinking. That's what it was all about. I think there was a bigger agenda than that, but he was fighting just so that he could, you know, he was protecting his country, I guess. And now it's the point where all the countries they're all kind of like on lockdown, and it's like you've now lost all of your rights as a human being. I know they're like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. But some people have. Some people are like really having a hard time with this. It's a form of tyranny just because it's taking away from your livelihood. I mean, I was out teaching people how to draw and paint at many different locations, crowds of people, and now I can't even get a group together. I mean, maybe they don't want to hang out with me. I don't know. That's maybe because I smell funny. Right. I smell funny. And on a good day, I am funny. And, yeah. But yeah, today is just like, one of those days. Yeah, yeah. Talking about everything under the sun. Being an artist, I have that ability to do that. So I went to the dollar store just recently, and this is what I was just peeling apart. I was just showing. I want to. This is my new calendar, which is what I'm going to work on. I had usually a calendar up on the side over here, but I decided to maybe put it down so closer to me so I can actually see what things are going on. So, welcome to August. Yeah, it came up so fast. I'm so surprised. And it's very cool outside for August. Usually, August around these times is actually very, very hot and sticky. And I have air conditioning usually going on right about now. And right now, it's beautiful, perfect. I have no air conditioning on. I'm not naked either, just so you know. I know people are like, she always shows up on. I got like this tube top. It's kind of cool because it's got like a stripe down the side that reflects light too, so it's kind of neat. Yeah, I people won't run out people won't run over me because they can see me. I've got tape of reflective light. I usually stick it on my head so people can make sure that they don't aim for my head. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So talking today is mostly just because I have today off, and I just reading up some interesting news out of Alberta, um, where they're going to have it so that's going to be easier to walk around without a mask on, without having to worry about getting a virus from one of these injections of whatever it is. And yeah, and so, it's coming along. Yeah, it's been a week. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I probably shouldn't talk very much about it because everybody has their own opinion on it, and my opinion of it is that it's wrong. There's something very, very wrong in the world. Something very sinister, and I don't like it. And I just thought I'd put it out there because people should know that there's more than there's more than just me that's not liking what's going on recently. I mean, it keeps us away from all those that we love, and well, until you get your shot of whatever it is that they're going to stick in your arm. I seen a link for patent offices. Yeah, so yeah, back in '86, I should say. Yeah, back in '86, I read this really fascinating article in the Reader's Digest about chemical and biological warfare and the things that it can do. And I watched a movie not long after. So I'm a teenager, 16 years old. There's that 16-year-old that I work with, and she's in the same wavelength that I totally get her. But at 16 then, I had an idea that there was something going on more than just after World War One with the mustard gas, and then when it came into World War Two and all those extra nice little chemical and biological warfare things that they can do to people. Uh, when I read this article in 1986 in Reader's Digest about chemical and biological warfare, it really struck a chord in me, and it's like I really, because I was a kid, and I was into Sting, and I was into the Police, and they always talk about politics, and it got me like really fired up too. I think at that time I went out and I read up all the information I could about chemical and biological warfare. I tried to get into biology when I was in high school, but God forbid. I mean, I love the human form. I love the structure. I understand how it all works, but when it came to doing it, I wasn't that great at it, and I didn't want to go into something if I didn't have a good feel for it. Now, art is what I major at, so of course I love drawing the human form, and I can draw all the human parts of the human body, and even the internal organs. I could probably draw those too, no problem. Yeah, but I learning about them and finding out about what things do to your body is quite fascinating, especially too with me having my mom that had the stroke. The things that have to do with even the internal workings of your brain and everything that your biology and biological warfare. Even though in the name you're fighting life. And how can that be right? How can you destroy life? I mean, I understand with the farmers when they have the pests in the fields, there's alternatives to all kinds of different chemicals you can use to keep the bugs away. Some of them now that they have made are a little bit more on the natural side because they found that there are natural alternatives to all these different, well, thank you, to all these different uh, pesticides that they can use on their crops without destroying people and destroying the pests themselves. But anyways, like I learned a lot And I also had a friend whose mom was into nuclear medicine and things like that. You learn about all kinds of stuff when you're curious enough about it. It all kind of stems and goes into your mind, and you remember the stuff until later on when stuff like this comes up, and you have the feeling that there's something not right about it. There's something not right about it, and getting a shot for it is not the answer. Dealing with it like head on is the best. What I think is for the best of everybody. And I sound like I'm stumbling a lot through my words, but it's only just because I'm trying to find the right words to tell you, to make sure that things go on the right path. I I'm only one person, but like I say, I see so many people out there who are almost in the same kind of boat as I am, feel the same way as I do, and not only just out there, but in my area. I know locally, I know there's a few people um, that don't put on their masks when they go into places, and they will refuse to take any kind of medication because they haven't certified what it is, what it does, and until that time, nobody is telling me what I can do with my own body, basically. And in the meantime, if somebody ends up giving me something, let me tell you, I had a bad flu cold back in 2018, 2019, and I got over it. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, it wasn't very nice, but this thing to alleviate the symptoms is worse than the actual getting it itself. If I had to choose, I'd get the virus. I mean, honestly, for what you do with build up, you have this thing called an immune system, and it's supposed to build up your immunity to things. I don't know. I know. Yeah, no, I don't have many friends. But I did. When I was doing paint nights, I had tons of friends and tons of people who wanted to learn how to draw and learn how to paint and learn little bits about life from me. And some of the things that I know are true, and some of the things that I know may have been jumbled up into my mind into the past. But I have pretty good proof of what I say to be true. I don't lie. I don't lie to people just for my own benefit. I have nothing to lose, basically, by telling anybody what I know. I don't have anything to lose. I don't have any children that I have to influence. My parents are gone. I mean, I have my mom, my big aunt, and I love her to pieces. And she understands. She has taken her shots, and she has chosen to stay away from me, and that's her own prerogative. And I don't. If people want to stay away from me because they're scared, that's fine, because there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with you, honestly. And all this stupid stuff. Yeah, I hope whoever won an Emmy Award for doing an impersonation of a famous doctor, I hope they enjoy their fame. Because yeah, now that it's all going to come right back at you. Sometimes they say karma, and there's something more than just karma out there. There's a little bit of I don't know, what you call it, um, life, and it happens. And life's what you make it. And this life can be whatever you choose it to be, and it doesn't have to be under somebody else's thumb. It's your life. I mean, I'm 50 something. I mean, my life, I lived my life. I had a great time. Like I say, when I was 16, I learned all about all this stuff. I was always on the watch for stuff like this to come up. And I had to wait until like they wait until you're old and feeble and then they throw it on you. You know, I was waiting for this ever since the first time we had issues with China. I'm thinking too, because I seem to recall this kind of stuff happening in the past as well. And I don't know how they dealt with it before, but I'm hoping that maybe somebody will figure this out. And yeah, you know what? And in the meantime, I'll just keep on teaching you what I know about art from here. And since it's my channel, I mean, it's going to be full of a lot of my own personal things, and I guess YouTube can come in and take away whatever rights that they can from what I'm saying. So if they want, they can bleep it out or try to make my video act weird or whatever the case may be. But I'm telling you, like, I'm not taking anything. I have built up my immunity. If anything, except for well, if you're gonna be sick one day, you're gonna end up in the hospital, and we're gonna have to take care of you. And what if you end up getting sick and end up in the hospital? Are they gonna take care of you too? And what's the difference going to be? Am I going to be any worse than you are going to be? If you have a virus and I have a virus, it's the same goddamn virus. People. I know my husband says don't get worked up about it and just to calm down. And yeah, I guess I should calm down about it. But you know what? I see a lot of people suffering and I see the children suffering. And then that's like the worst thing that I could ever think of happening is sure, I mean, we lived our lives. I've lived my life. Sure, bring it on, whatever. Don't hurt the children. They haven't done anything to you. You're ruining their lives with this. Are you proud of yourself now? If I was a clown, which I was, I'd be pretty pissed myself too. Kimmy doesn't say much. She tells me dirty jokes, but that's about it. Uh, but yeah, uh, uh, Kimmy would be pretty upset about this as well. But yeah, I was gonna, make it kind of a day for doing art, but I've got other things on my plate at the moment that need to be taken care of first. So, I have a day off too, coming up in the next couple days, and I love hearing from anybody who wants to say anything about what I talk about. I am more than open to conversation. I believe in keeping conversation open all the time and telling the truth. If you want to know my truths, just ask. I'm not that opaque. I'm very transparent. Some people say that I give too much away, but there's still stuff you don't know, and that's mine to keep. And what's yours to know is what I show you here. And I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your time. And I will keep this short and sweet. Peace, oh brother, with a little bit added. And I'm going to be working on continuing with my um, cleaning up of the art in my room and sorting through things now that I am without doggies anymore. I don't have to worry about going too far or wandering away and not getting back to what I'm supposed to be setting my mind to. My goals today are to get things accomplished and get things cleaned up and get it to uh, completeness. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic day. And again, my name's Kim Overholt. I'm your party artist. If you ever want to do some painting with me, acrylic with still life, seascape, landscape, um, abstract, anything. You ask me, I can help you. And in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic day. And I love you because you stick around and you hang out with me. And, maybe we should party one day. Hang out, you and I, It'd be a lot of fun, I can imagine.